Yes, please.
May I come in?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sirs.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Kanisk.
Yes, sir.
Kanisk has been a well-known ruler.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember? Do you know what exactly he did?
Sir, he was the third emperor of the Kushana dynasty, and a couple of his most notable achievements include the Fourth Buddhist Council, which was held under his patronage in Kashmir. And other than that, he is also credited with starting the Shaka era, which is the official calendar of the government of India.
I see. So he was basically Buddhist. And
Yes, sir.
Did he
was-
come from outside?
Yes, sir. His origination was from Central Asia. He was a part of the 𝐼𝐸𝐲 tribe, which entered India from Central Asia. However, all the tribes Indianized and made a lot of significant contributions to Indian culture.
So that way even the Aryans came from Central Asia. So
So-
he was also from Central Asia.
That is theory.
Even Mughals came from Central Asia.
Yes, sir.
Now, why the people in Mughals and Kushans are not taken at part? They came from Central Asia, the origin is the same. They also stayed here,
Sir.
they lived here and died here.
Sir.
So, what is the difference between the two? Because they followed different faiths or something?
Sir, from what I understand, Mughals were as Indian as anyone else because India has always been a land which welcomes everyone from every place as long as positive contributions are made to our culture. And Mughals' contribution to Indian culture and diversity is well known. There were some instances where things could have been done better, but on a whole, I think Mughals were as Indian as anyone.
So, are human? Anybody could have committed some mistake. Of course.
Yes,
Everybody must have done some mistakes.
sir.
We may not know or may not highlight it,
Sir.
but everybody should have done something or the other. Okay, you read science fiction novels.
Sir.
Any novel that you have liked the most?
So my favorite is the Foundation series. It's not one particular novel, but an entire set of novels by 𝐼𝐸𝐿, the Foundation series.
I see. So, what topics it is? Science fiction.
Sir, it deals with hard science in a way. It is set in an intergalactic empire way into the future. And there is a new subject introduced in those novels, psychohistory, using which the protagonist, Mr. 𝐼𝐸𝐿, is able to predict the future using statistics.
Okay.
And in addition to it, Mr. Asimov is credited with the positronic brain, which led to creation of humanoid robots. So the synthesis of humans and robot that forms and how they continue the story and the machinations.
Futuristic.
Yes, sir.
And what about time machine? Somebody said, well, through time machine also you can go forward and backward both.
Yes, sir, that is a very relevant trope in science fiction, especially. H.G. Wells wrote The Time Machine, and that is one of the most significant novels in the genre. Yes, sir.
So, but do you think time machine has some role in promoting some kind of researches in sciences?
So while I'm not well versed with the technicalities, from what I understand, it is possible to go back in time, but not ahead in time, using the relativistic differences which arise when we travel close to the speed of light. However, I'll have to read up more on it, sir.
Okay, you can go back, and you can go back but not go forward.
So from what I understand, there are the multiverse theory that time branches as per our own, whatever decisions we make at that instant. So which branch we land in, I am not well versed with the technicalities.
And what a great brave new world.
So,
Have you read it? Really? No.
no, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not.
You're a student, you're a software engineer and you did it in 2021.
So,
After that, what you are doing? You're just preparing for the civil service.
so,
4 years.
yes.
Did you qualify for the interview earlier?
No, sir, this is my first
This was
interview.
That's too bad. And how many times you wrote mails?
Sir, this was my second means. My first means was in 2023.
And you missed by how many marks?
So very significant marks, sir. I am not able to recall the exact figure.
Okay, okay. So software engineers these days, they are very much in demand.
So,
And all kind of social media is dominating all over.
so
But I raise a hypothetical question. Suppose the social media had been like this during Hitler's days.
So,
Do you think Hitler's propaganda machine would have been successful?
sir, the Goebbelian propaganda machine was famous for utilizing whatever means they had at their disposal to spread their propaganda. Even now, with social media in a supposedly democratic world, we see social media being weaponized. So, in the absence of
But there are others who are just hitting at that weapon. There are others on the other side. They're also putting their social media things. Don't you think that will normalize? The weapon will not be that sharp in that sense.
So, from what I understand, the likes of Hitler use social media in a very targeted and coherent manner, and their opposition is often disparate and not very focused, and that results in these negative emotions being amplified using social media.
Do you have any case recently where social media has been weaponized with the violent outcomes?
So, while I'm not sure if it was violent exactly, the recent US presidential elections were influenced to a large extent by social media narratives on both sides of the political divide.
Okay. What about Delhi riots?
Yes, sir. It was in that.
Myanmar.
I'm not.
Rohingyas.
I'll have to read up more on the Myanmar, sir. But in Delhi, social media did play a very negatory role in sense of amplification of certain.
So what can be? As an engineer, what do you suggest? How it can be really handled?
Sir, certain bias-free filters will have to be built in. There are certain unbiased filters which would require minimal human interference to reduce bias in content moderation. Because as we saw with the recent social media intermediary rules, IT intermediary rules, presence of a human moderation team results in amplification of one bias or the other.
But I think Facebook does say they have got people watching it and so on.
So,
do you think the business model is faulty?
to an extent, sir, yes. The business model relies on greater hits, and negative news travels faster. So, in a way, the business model on which social media currently runs propagates negative news more.
What they can do in that? How can you force the media to, so that the business is also not lost, but at the same time people get new positive and negative both?
So primarily, the Overton window will have to be shifted back. A lot of discourse in today's social media, which is considered acceptable, is not really that. Open calls for violence, voices against marginalized sections, and this is not acceptable.
Okay. Recently, I saw the budget, Indian budget,
So,
and there the middle class have been given a lot of concessions.
so,
Are you aware how much money is involved in concessions?
so the government stated that a total revenue of around 1 lakh crore
1
has
lakh
been
crores.
for.
Now, where this 1 lakh crores will be affecting? Then we have to reduce expenditure somewhere,
So,
or you have to raise money from somewhere.
so,
So, for raising money, big taxpayers are going away, they're leaving India. Corporate tax, you have already reduced, you are not going to increase it. You are waiving off loans.
so.
Then where from the money 1 lakh crores will come? That means some sectors will be affected.
So, from what I understand, the government is banking on three primary things. One is the multiplier effect from the reduction in taxes. They are budgeting a multiplier effect of around 4. The increase in expenditure will lead to increase in indirect taxes, and that will fuel further investment by private sector, and so on and so forth, the virtuous cycle. Second is they have cut back on certain revenue expenditures while keeping the fiscal deficit glide path intact.
Any areas, which has been cut?
I'll have to read up the certain
Next, we're going further. Please go ahead.
So, they are banking on in the increased tax buoyancy from personal income tax, which is around 20% from what I can recall. So the shortfall will not be as much as it is budgeted.
Good, what do you think?
At least that is what I understood, sir, from the discourse around the budget.
Yes, Kanisk. So your name is Kanisk or is it Kanisk? It's not Kanisk, it's Kanisk.
Yes, ma'am. It would be pronounced Kanisk.
Kanisk.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Kanisk, your option is anthropology, and your hobbies are really interesting. Contemporary automotive developments and automobile forums. So nowadays we can see that we are talking about the hybrid model car, but still we can see that most of Indians are not comfortable to purchase or buy hybrid model cars. Why?
Ma'am, two primary reasons. Up until now, the entry price point of hybrid models was too high. Okay. The most effective full complete hybrid vehicle you could get was priced around 20 to 25 lakhs. And the average selling price in India is around 6.5 to 7 lakhs. And the maintenance cost with hybrid vehicles is longer, the life cycle cost, because the lifetime of hybrid batteries is around 6 to 8 years, post which they'll have to be replaced. So, and the lack of awareness among people about the mileage advantage, the fuel efficiency advantage.
And less charging station is also a big concern for the hybrid model car?
Not directly, ma'am, because hybrid model vehicles charge their electric batteries. If they're not plug-in hybrids, the strong hybrids charge their batteries using engine power only.
So if suppose that if I'm say that this is electric vehicles,
ma'am,
just I want to know that what is the major difference in between the electric vehicle and hybrid car?
Ma'am, the primary difference is the source of propulsion power. Okay. Electric vehicles run using lithium-ion batteries, which are directly power the electric motors connected to the drive shaft. Whereas hybrid models use a mix of internal combustion engine as well as hybrid, an electric lithium-ion battery, which is of a smaller capacity. So part of the time when power demand is low, the battery can directly power the wheels. When the power demand is high, the engine is started and increased power output is demanded.
So as you talk about the lithium battery,
ma'am.
So a lithium battery is also known as the white gold.
Ma'am.
Okay. Why we call it white gold, and we can also say like that this will be the future of India also. Why we are talking about that?
Ma'am, lithium is extremely valuable because most of our current electricity demand storage is supposed to be met through lithium. And
or most of our electronic devices is mainly used lithium, that's why.
That certainly adds to the value, ma'am. And in addition, lithium sources are very constrained. They are not dispersed uniformly throughout the world.
Okay, so what is the condition in India of lithium?
Ma'am, certain deposits have been found in Jammu and Kashmir, for example. However, the technical feasibility of...
Mainly we are dependent or we are self-dependent?
No, ma'am. We are dependent on for lithium. 64% of lithium's supply chain is controlled by China. At this instant.
Okay. So your hobbies is also like you are interested to latest development in military technology and associated defense equipment also. Okay. Ballistic missile and hypersonic missile. I just want to know what is the major difference in that?
Ma'am, hypersonic missiles and ballistic missiles are not directly comparable. Ballistic missiles are a type of missile which follow a ballistic trajectory. And hypersonic missiles are those which attain hypersonic speed, which is above Mach 5 in the course of their flight. Most hypersonic missiles do attain hypersonic speeds.
So we have the limitation of Mach 5 or?
No, ma'am. The lower threshold is Mach 5 for it to be qualified as a hypersonic weapon.
Okay.
So ballistic missiles do attain, for example, the Agni 5 attains Mach 21 during re-entry phase. what is currently the focus of technology is scramjet powered cruise hypersonic missiles, which will utilize air breathing engines to propel themselves to hypersonic speed.
So we are also we have seen like latest development unmanned vehicle.
Ma'am.
Why we are more focused on that?
Ma'am, the increased lethality and advantages in the type of operations we can allow is very high with unmanned weapons. The risk of human fatality is low, deniability is high, and the cost of construction of UAVs is significantly lower on the cheaper end of the spectrum.
So UAV is the best option, you thought?
It is one of the upcoming technologies which, if leveraged in a good manner, will help us a lot.
Okay. Is there any major differences, especially in normal uniform, which is used in our military, or what is the special features in a high altitude combat uniform?
Ma'am, I'll have to, I am not aware of the specific technicalities, but from what I understand, the higher altitude uniform which is used, it has greater thermal resistance. The ones used by the army in Siachen, for example, it has high wind resistance also, because wind chill is a big factor at high altitudes. And it is tear proof. So that any minor tear in the uniform does not expose the soldier to wind chill factors.
Okay, just last question from my side. Iris chip is also in news. What is that?
Sorry, ma'am?
Iris, IRIS, Iris chip. That was in news?
I'll have to read up on it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, Kanisk, right?
Sir.
So your father is working in a public sector undertaking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which public sector undertaking?
So he is in the Life Insurance Corporation.
Okay. So like you were mentioning this hybrid vehicles.
So.
Again, I will ask you about this hybrid only. See, in the hybrid vehicles, we have been seeing this problem of like, whenever there is less power needed, then it will work on the electric mode.
So.
And when you increase your speed, it will switch on automatically to the IC engine mode.
So
there is a lot of disturbances in engines, a lot of sound coming. These type of things have been reported in India.
So.
Do you know about this? Why is such thing happening?
So it depends on the vehicle involved. From what I understand, certain vehicles like the Grand Vitara, the transition is not very smooth. However, in other vehicles,
even
like
Toyota also, it's not smooth. Toyota hybrid high class is there, right?
Sir.
High class is there.
So because there is a mechanical device which is coming, which we are using to start the additional power, there will be
you
some.
are doing these discussions in automobile forums.
Sir.
What is those forums like?
Sir, automobile forums are a place on the internet where like-minded people who are interested in automobiles come together and discuss.
So you run any YouTube channel kind of?
No, sir. I have an account on teambhp.com.
Okay.
And that is where most of my
So
discussion.
you can make money.
Sir?
If you run a YouTube channel, you can make money, right?
Sir, at this point of time, most of my energies are devoted in this examination.
Okay. So this time there was one automobile recently it happened in Noida, right? I think automobile, what is that?
The Auto Expo, sir.
Auto Expo, right?
Yes, sir. It was held in 3 places in Delhi.
Okay.
So one was in Pragati Maidan, the Bharat Mandapam. The second was in Yashobhoomi.
So this time Auto Expo was different compared to the previous ones. What is the difference? Do you know that?
So one difference I can recall is that it was held in 3 places for the first time.
No, that is not the thing. This time, no. This time government has invited everyone and the space was offered free.
Okay, sir.
Like let's say Bajaj company. Earlier they were purchasing the stalls.
So.
They were giving some amount.
So.
And they were purchasing the space. But this time everyone was offered free.
So.
And they were asked to showcase their new models by PMO.
So that is.
This time it was completely free for everyone.
Thank you, sir, for letting me know.
Yeah. So again coming to your military technology.
So.
Now that event is happening in Bangalore, no? Aero India.
So.
Right now it is, I think it already happened or it was in the news actually. Yesterday it was in the news.
Sir, I'll have to check if it is over or not, but I think
But
it's going on.
it's going on. So there is a discussion on this Rafale versus F-35.
Sir.
So what is that discussion going on?
So the future force fleet mix of the Indian Air Force is the primary concern. Whether we should go
Rafale was procured from France, I think.
So.
And F-35 from USA.
So.
Right?
So.
So what according to you is good one?
So both aircrafts have their own advantages. The F-35 is a 5th generation aircraft with VLO characteristics, very low observability characteristics. The Rafale has a very good avionics suite, but it is not VLO. However, the Rafale, because we already have Rafale in our inventory, adding more would increase commonality and reduce other expenses which new aircraft induction brings into the picture. And if the I am not aware of the full extent of technicalities of the F-35 because most of the details are classified. So again, it will depend on the Indian Air Force, what kind of power projection they intend to demonstrate.
See, all these are like a stopgap kind of arrangements because at the end of the day, our goal is the indigenous of the technologies. We want to have our own fighter jets. Maybe it might be a collaboration between the companies, but it should be designed, manufactured in India. So what should be the plan of action? What should be our plan of action so that someday we will have indigenous?
So we already have 3 aircrafts in the pipeline, the Tejas Mark 1A, the Mark II and the 𝐼𝐚𝐾𝐬, which is the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. The Tejas Mark 1A is supposed to be delivered in the coming few months. The Mark II is supposed to be rolled out and the first flight is scheduled to take early next year. The 𝐼𝐚𝐾𝐬 is supposed to go into production in 2036.
But they match Rafale and F-35.
The Mark II certainly outclasses the Rafale F3R, which we possess currently. And so the 𝐼𝐚𝐾𝐬 is supposed to be a 5.5 generation aircraft. So it will be at par with the F-35 by the time it enters service, if not better. Because a lot of the technology which is supposed to go on the 𝐼𝐚𝐾𝐬, we'll test it out in the Mark 1A and the Mark II of Tejas. So,
Mr. Kanisk, who has said that 100 times you tell a lie, it will be a truth?
So I'm not aware of the exact name.
You are talking about Goebbels.
So
you are talking about Goebbels.
I did not want to guess.
Okay. And somebody tell that you tell me the name of your friend, I will tell your character.
I'm sorry, sir. I am not aware.
Okay. Somebody said that in postmodern era, the religion has taken the center place. What's your opinion?
So the way religion interacts with us has certainly changed. In some aspects, religion has taken a backseat. And in some aspects, increased religiosity is also a very valid concern. A lot of flaunting of religious characteristics is visible around us. So it's a mixed bag, sir, in my opinion.
Don't you see any problem like India, like country which is multicultural?
Sir.
There are so many religions. Don't you think it's a problem?
So personally, for me, religion is a personal affair, and the Constitution of India guarantees every Indian citizen the right to practice, profess, and preach
their
their
religion. Is it true? It's personal.
For me, sir. For me, it is a personal affair, and that is.
I'm not talking about yourself. I'm talking about our country.
No, sir. It is not a personal affair, sir.
First, let me know the difference between plural society and multicultural society.
So from what I understand, multicultural society is the bare coexistence of various cultures together, whereas pluralism is a step above that, in which a very harmonized culture emerges from the peaceful and positive intermingling of various cultures. The 𝐮𝐩𝐼𝐻 as...
We are a pluralistic society or multicultural society?
Sir, I think we are a pluralistic society.
Are you sure?
I do think so, sir.
Some question regarding gender. Have you heard about Simone de Beauvoir? The second sex?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll have to read up on it.
Why there is a problem with education in Bihar, so far as primary school and secondary school is concerned? What is the basic problem?
So two problems from what I understand. The lack of basic infrastructure, classrooms and desks and all. And the second is the lack of trained teachers. So that both of these combine to fuel the education crisis in Bihar.
All the educated people from Bihar coming out of Bihar, then what will you have?
So Bihar does have very intelligent people and they do contribute to India as well as the world.
Contributing India is good, but not contributing for Bihar is not good.
So from what I have seen, whenever Biharis get a chance to contribute to their state in a positive way, they do try to do so. Unfortunately, Bihar as a state sometimes is unable to offer the best opportunities. So in those cases, Biharis excel in other parts of the country and the world.
After bifurcation, do you think there is a chance of industrialization and development in Bihar? I mean, Jharkhand, after Jharkhand?
So most of the mineral resources of the state were in now what is called Jharkhand. However, I do think there is a lot of scope for industrialization in the textile sector, for example, and value addition of agriculture. The recent Makhana board which was set up, that is a step in the good directions. So there is scope, but forward-looking policies will be needed to exploit it, in addition to human capital enhancement.
Okay, my last question.
So,
what is the motive of Kanisk going for IS and civil services?
So my primary motive is to affect some real change about the things which I see can be improved around us.
That can you change without being an IS?
I do think so, sir. The sheer scope which the civil services offers, not just the IAS, any civil services in this list is unparalleled. And I think rather than complaining about it, it is time I roll up my sleeves and get down into the actual business of changing things.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Kanisk, you have done earlier, you have done some mock?
So,
What is the feedback there? What was there?
so the feedbacks have changed over time. In the initial time, it was to try to maintain a smile, not lose composure if the question is out of the box, and about my hand movement. That was one, and the second was to take pauses before answering the question. So those were the.
I think that's good. You come out as a good candidate, to my mind. So you're calm, your communication skills are good. The only thing is that whatever time you have, just spend in increasing the knowledge so that you are able to articulate the answers better.
So
About having the hand like that, I would have preferred if you put it like this. Yeah.
so
But I mean, if somebody has no objection to that, I don't have anything to say. But generally, I generally recommend this posture and sit even back with the chair. That gives you more confidence.
so
Looks like you are more confident.
so
Subject, of course, I think your articulation is good. Whatever you're trying to put point-wise and correctly. So I don't think I have much to say. Only thing is, around the DAF, you come from Bihar, you lived in Delhi,
so
software engineering, you're in Delhi University, what is the position of teaching or employability of engineers and so on and so forth. And then anthropology, your hobbies and budget and national international current events, court orders, recently controversial orders are coming, election commission appointment will be there by that time. And then by the time budget will also be finalized, I think.
the finance bill should be passed by then.
Yeah, exactly. So many things are, these are the things that on which you can depend more on.
So
And when it's personalized on your, about marriage, about the choices, about caste systems, about religion, those are definitely the personal choices. But the way you come out, I think there also is very balanced. Because here you are going to deal with people of different faith and religions, caste and creed. So you can't identify yourself with one. While acknowledging that you belong to a particular category, if this itself, name itself, Kanisk, you don't have surname or anything, that itself can give you a good point.
Yes, sir. I have been quizzed multiple times on this, why I don't use a surname, and the caste connotations of it.
Yeah, I'm saying that is it. But if you give a good reply on that,
So,
because there was in 50s, late 50s and early 60s, there was a move that people are losing they're giving up their surnames
so,
because they didn't want caste to be used against their names,
so,
and that somehow got died out. And after the reservations of OBC and all, it has become worse actually.
so.
People have started taking advantage and taking pride in belonging to a particular caste.
So,
And now even Jats and all, we want to become backwards. So that competitiveness has come.
so.
But you can score a point on this as well.
So-
Okay? So best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you.
Let us Google's keyword.
That's the
So I
second
did
one
not-
from Gothe.
I did not want to take a guess. I
Yeah,
thought
that's
it was
fine.
not-
You can say that I can guess it. I can guess it.
If you're not
That's fine.
certain, don't say
You
it.
can say it.
If you're confused, then you can say, I know a little bit, but
I know a
I'm
little
not
bit.
sure.
I have some doubt. Then you can express your first.
So,
Isn't it?
You want to ask any question?
so about the etiquette about while entering the room, I've received very conflicting advice. Now, some people say that you should address the chair first and then the other members, whereas some have said in one of my previous mocks, I was actually upbraided in the interview also for not wishing the female member first. So, what is the etiquette I should?
I would have said I would enter, stand there, and slightly, well, say good evening, rather than sir and ma'am.
Yes. I'll.
And if you want to say good evening, ma'am, good evening.
My advice would be, whosoever be the chair, you first say good morning, sir.
So-
If any panel member is madam, good morning, ma'am. That's it.
Yes.
The sir, then sirs.
इससे कोई बहुत नंबर कम नहीं होने वाला है.
See, even in my interview also, I did the same thing. Chairman, chair, I called good morning, sir. All the sirs were there, no ma'am was there. That's it.
इससे कोई
I
नंबर.
entered and said good morning to you
Good
all.
morning to you.
To you all. I think that's all the problem.
Because I was upbraided in the interview itself. Ki, why have you not wished the female member first? So,
Don't
Yeah,
take them
that's-
serious. Don't take them seriously. All these are marks only, okay? In the main board, wish the chairman, and for all the members, only one wish, not multiple wishes.
so.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
And is a female, there is a female also?
Female
among
also.
members?
First chairman will be greeted.
First name, okay, good morning, sir. Then
Then good morning, madam. That's it.
Good.
And what other sirs?
I didn't
To
say.
my mind say, to my mind say, good morning to you all. I
Good
think that's
morning to
covered
all.
everybody.
Good morning to all.
Gender neutral.
जेंडर न्यूट्रल. उससे बहुत नंबर नहीं कटने वाला है ना.
उससे ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं।
जैसे कैसे कह रहे हो कॉन्फिडेंट हो कि
पता नहीं, लेकिन हम लोगों के लिए मुश्किल है ऐसे कहना.
इट्स नॉट अबाउट
Good morning
आंसरिंग
to you all.
इट्स
कहना
अबाउट
थोड़ा मुश्किल
अप्रोच
है.
ऑफ आंसरिंग.
So, yes.
अप्रोच ऑफ आंसरिंग.
So,
नहीं आप ऐसे करो. good
With
morning, sir.
80% strike rate, you will
नहीं,
get
I think
40%.
safe है जैसे ये बता रहे हैं.
40% strike rate, you can get 80%.
जैसे बता रहे हैं ये आप चेयर को करो and then
बाकी लोग देखेंगे भी नहीं, कोई ऐसा देख रहा होगा, कोई ऐसा, अगर देखेंगे तो ऐसा कर देना बस, ज्यादा कुछ बोलना नहीं
और
है
दूसरी
ऐसा.
तरफ
हाँ,
डेली गुड मॉर्निंग मैम.
इस तरीके.
I think that what he says, I think that
अगर कोई देखेगा तो भी कोई गुड मॉर्निंग 2 ही बार कहना, गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग मैम, उसके बाद अच्छा अच्छा.
so.
चलो बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.